Borrowing my stuff. I have a lot of things. I have a lot of worldly things, a lot of vehicles, a lot of tools, equipment. I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of supplies. I have a lot of things. I'm very well-to-do, very financially okay, very rich with things of the world. So I have a lot of stuff. Now I have a lot of this stuff because I have businesses that require me to have a lot of equipment, a lot of things, and the more stuff I have, the more easy it is to get things done. Whether it's camping stuff, hunting stuff, uh, vehicles, tools, whatever, I have a lot of stuff. So borrowing my stuff. I want to talk about borrowing my stuff. I'm gonna give a few examples. I had a brother-in-law who borrowed my video camcorder years ago, 30 years ago. Came back and it was bent, and he forced it bent into the cover that where it was supposed, the little package that it was supposed to fit in, it was bent. I'm like, what the hell? They borrow my stuff and they come back and it's bent. It pissed me off. No clue. Just ignorant of taking care of my stuff. Now on the flip side of that, I have a brother-in-law, and he's a great guy. His name's Tom. He borrows my chainsaw. This is kind of funny. He borrows my chainsaw. And when he brings it back, it's sharpened, it's cleaned, it's cleaner than when I borrowed it to him. It's perfectly in perfect condition. So, anyway, uh, it's just kind of funny. I have another brother-in-law that borrowed something one time, and it took me forever to get it back from him. I have people that borrow stuff from me, and sometimes it takes forever for them to get it back to me. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? If you borrow something of mine, take care of it. If you use gas, put the gas back in. If you bring it back cleaner than when you got it. You respect what you borrow from me, and you ask me to borrow. You don't tell me you're going to borrow it. I have some relatives. I'm not going to say who they are, but I want you to ask me to borrow something. Then you can borrow it. Don't just tell me you're going to borrow it. Okay? But borrowing things from me, bring it back cleaner and neater than what you found it. At the very least, the same. So, I've borrowed out snowmobiles to one of my brother-in-laws. It came back. Two of them were broken. Just messed up. It cost me $300 to get them fixed. I borrowed one snowmobile to one of my other brother-in-laws, and I told him if he wrecks it, he's got to pay for it. Or to one of my friends, I borrowed it, and both my snowmobiles, and they paid for them. So if I borrow you something, if you break it, you fix it. If I borrow you something, you bring it back in a timely manner, clean and in better condition than what I borrowed it to you. And then I'll borrow it to you again. If you don't, I won't borrow my stuff to you. I'm willing to share my stuff, all of my stuff, with anybody as long as they put gas back in, they clean it up, they fix it, whatever it is. If I borrow something to somebody and they take care of it the way I want it taken care of, and I tell them, I want gas put back in, clean it up and bring it back neat, nice and neat. And sometimes I don't tell them, but I expect people to borrow it and bring it back in better condition than when I borrowed it to them. If they do that, I'll borrow it to them again.